All right. So pro tip number one, unplugging it and plugging it back in always works. So this is Smash Bros. Live. This is an event that came together this year. In January, it was just an idea, and by April, we had actually started this thing at a venue with my band's doing all of the songs. We learned 20 songs in like 2 months. And as you can see, all of the screen display is all made in TouchDesigner. I'm going to focus a lot on project management and putting this thing together and actually like getting unstuck and figuring out what the heck it is you're trying to build. And then I'll jump a little bit into the network. So Smash Bros. Live is music, the tournament, and a fun event at its core. As we're planning this, oh, right. Sorry. So a little bit about me. I'm a musician, technologist, and event planner, and I've done everything from concerts to big conferences. At my old job, I used to help organize a big award ceremony at Carnegie Hall, and so I'm distilling down all of the aspects of event planning so that you all can make your own cool events. Um, and we're going to try and break this down really simply. So you take your idea. What's your idea? Who's it for? What's most important about that? Who do you need on your team to recruit? And how do you prototype which things are in TouchDesigner and which things aren't? All right. So at its core, Smash Bros. Live is live music, tournament, and fun event. Anything outside of that is scope creep. So if we do like a cool Kirby augmented reality thing, that's outside of the scope of this. It would be fun, it would be interesting, but it doesn't actually like hit the heart of the event. When we're talking about who the event is for, we then drill down each of these into the most important parts. So the music part is for people who love music. The tournament is for gamers, and the fun event is for anyone who just loves coming to an event. So as we think about what features to build, what to make as part of this event, we're always going back to those core audiences. And then from the core audiences, we can define success. So maybe success for someone who loves hearing music is getting to hear their favorite song. Maybe a successful event for someone who is a gamer is getting to play Smash Bros. On a big screen or play with other people who are on their level. This really helps define how we approach things, how we put it all together, and what features we build. So, jumping in, all right, so as you can see on the right here, this is Replicator. This was the quickest way to set up the network to house all of the stages for Super Smash Bros. There are over 100 stages, and trying to manually manage them would be a total nightmare. So I downloaded all of the thumbnails from a database, and took advantage of parent.digits, where you're calling the number at the end. So stage 1, the digits are 1. And so you can have these reference paths, which makes it really easy and quick to load in your entire database. I knew for this event that there was just so much to encapsulate and learn, and so many songs for us to learn, because each of these stages has dozens of songs from your favorite games like Mario and Zelda. And so we needed a database that was robust, and I turned to Notion, because we can take advantage of the Notion API to give the band access so that no one has to like learn TouchDesigner in order to edit and manage. And so all of this lives in a nice user-friendly table, and we don't actually have to, I don't have to have someone go in and mess around in the network. Similarly with songs, we have all of our sheet music tied to Notion and our players. When people sign up, it's a great user experience to just go over and talk to the tournament organizer and ask to be put on the list, and have the tournament organizer sign them in on Notion and check in, rather than having a clipboard that you have to transfer somewhere or trying to manage a sign up sheet in advance. And this gave us the most flexibility. One thing we noticed that we had to do early on is um, have the player names on screen. So we have this tournament going throughout the night, and people need to know when they're up next to get ready and not be about to go to the bathroom before their big match. This is our placeholder screen, so this is demo mode with the banana and me, and but those are video feeds, and the middle is the screen capture. Yes. One of our really sneaky hacks is because we got to the venue and um all of their heavy duty networking is LAN. So all of their computers and the computer we used for the screen display is all wired, and we're all on iPads or our phones for everything else. And one of the immersive aspects of the event is to have this countdown timer where each match is 3 minutes and we end the song right as the match ends. So initially we had tried to do a long wired connection, which did not go anywhere. And we streamlined that down to actually screen share a Zoom meeting. So we all just hop on a Zoom meeting, and it has the timer being displayed from a screen share of TouchDesigner. So, some things go in TouchDesigner and some things are easier just to do in Zoom. Our show control is really straightforward. It's 2 scenes. One is a waiting screen, and the other is the actual display. And again, we had first set this up with like a fancy Stream Deck, but that's a wired connection. And so I bought this little $8 USB numpad, and you use a keyboard in shop, and for a small venue, it works great. So I just, to switch scenes, I literally press 1 and 2. To rebuild the tournament queue, I press 0. It's very, it's a nice, easy solution and practical solution for when you can't wired plug in everything. All right, making it happen. 2 of the crucial things I'll go into really quick. The first is choosing your stage, so finding the right venue for your event. Obviously, screen and displays are important for us. This screen in particular was 212 by 880, which if we were using anything other than TouchDesigner would be a total nightmare. But I was like, oh yeah, we can totally make that work. And set up a display and tested it out, and through through a lot of working with them, we got it to look pretty good. The space capacity, if you're doing your event for the first time, a 200-person venue is not going to be a great fit. But anything that we found early on, setting up tables is actually really cozy, especially as we're building our audience. And people get really intimidated by standing in front in the big space in an empty room. And so anything you can do to make the space feel cozier is welcoming as you're building your audience. Do they have food and drink? Our event was 7 to 10, and so that was actually an important consideration. And location. OS is a venue in Chinatown. They are a gamer lounge, and so the audience was also a good fit for us. People who love games and music are also people who like their venue. And finally, choosing your two. So, I want to give a big shout out to Hari, who uh, is our bass player and also has been an incredible collaborator throughout this process. But my very simple, like, way to break down how you choose your team and who's on it is you list out all the things you hate doing, things you love doing, and things you're neutral about for any event, any projects. Um, we just write them all out and you circle the ones that are most crucial for the project. And anything you hate are the things that you're going to try and find people to collaborate with first. And anything that you really love doing are the things you want to hold on to. Like, I made this event because I wanted to play more music. And so, as big as this gets, as this grows, as we keep going, I still want to get to play music at my event. Um, yeah, so that's that's it in a nutshell. Come through. Our next one is going to be Friday, January 17th. And yeah, thanks. All right, questions. Yeah, so we've done 4 this year. We started in April and our most recent one was Halloween, where we got about 60 people out. So it's been steadily growing and yeah, yeah, absolutely. So the great thing about Notion is that it's really user friendly and intuitive on the user end. Um, so it's all single tables. You can't do relational in Notion because the API doesn't support linked tables. But basically, Notion columns are all different data types. So you can have your string, you can have numbers, and anything in your database is accessible via the API. So in the TouchDesigner things, I just do a big API dump where I drop in the JSON into a text stat and then parse that out in Notion into a table. I mean, in TouchDesigner into a table that then you just have all your data. All right, thanks, y'all.